Hi everyone, Casey here with Wellbeing Connections, and I want to thank you for joining me for today's huddle. The topic that we're going to be discussing today is autonomy builds resilience and adaptability. So we'll dig into what that means and a little bit more here in a couple minutes. But we're going to get started with a breathing exercise to get us started here this afternoon. So today we're going to practice a box breathing exercise. You can either use your finger or even a writing utensil and a piece of paper on your desk. And we're going to inhale as we draw the first side of our box. We're going to hold that breath as we draw the second side. Exhale as we draw the third side of our box and hold our breath as we complete our box. So we're going to take 4 rounds of that breath here now. Find yourself in that comfortable place. You may close your eyes if that feels right for you as we get started. So we'll inhale. Draw that first side of our box. Hold as we draw the second side. Exhale the third side of the box and hold as we complete. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. 2 more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. 1 more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Complete. Nice work. Maybe take a moment here and ask yourself, what, if anything, changed while you took time to breathe and connect with your body? So, as we jump in today, like I mentioned, we are going to be talking about how autonomy helps us build resiliency and adaptability. So, I want you to notice what, if any, differences you hear between these two phrases. Go take out the trash, and would you rather take out the trash or sweep the kitchen floor? What differences do you notice? Maybe reflect on how each statement feels. One of the things that jumps out right away is that first one is very directive. Go take out the trash. It doesn't allow for any feedback, where the second one offers something unique in there. It offers a choice. Would you rather take out the trash or would you rather sweep the kitchen floor? Which allows us to maybe decide, I would rather actually sweep the trash because it's freezing or raining outside. Or you know what, I would rather take out the trash because that feels like a lot faster of an activity than sweeping the whole kitchen. When we're provided with choices in our life, this is allowing us to make those decisions on our own intention. And we're going to get into that. And that is autonomy, and how when we offer autonomy to ourselves and others, we're able to nurture our well-being. So autonomy. Autonomy is simply about each person's ability to act upon his or her own interests and values. This is where we essentially get to decide what we want to do versus what we don't want to do. For example, one time we might be providing a supporting autonomy for somebody else and saying, would you rather have me follow up Thursday afternoon or Friday morning? Autonomy is about offering choices where appropriate. Okay, not every time do we have a choice in life, but oftentimes we can see what choices are present. This might be looking at a situation and saying, hey, do I want to continue here or would I like to make a change? Or is there something that I can see beyond this experience as an alternative choice to navigate and move through here? So, autonomy is all about facilitating an individual's ability to act upon their own values and interests. Now, why does this autonomy matter? What benefits does it really have to offer choices to ourselves, to recognize the choices that we have, and maybe even lift up choices for others? Well, a couple things come to mind. It helps us feel empowered. We are reminded that, yes, we get to choose. We get to take that active role in our life. And we feel encouraged. We want to keep moving forward. It's, yes, I have a little bit more buy-in to completing the activity that needs to be done or that I want to do. Additionally, it helps us feel a sense of control. Oftentimes in life, there's so few things that we can control that when we have that sense of control or influence, we feel safe and balanced. That nurtures our well-being. And also, we get that intrinsic motivation. We get that say of choosing which action choice works best for us versus feeling like someone is telling us what the right thing to do is. So, how does this really benefit and nurture our well being? Well, when we are able to provide choices, it helps us build resiliency. It allows us to take the time to kind of personally assess what risks or potential consequences or outcomes are associated with each choice. And therefore, we can recognize, hey, here's where I'm willing to take a risk, or here's where I'm wanting to move forward conservatively. Additionally, this allows us to see what those unintended consequences might be. And it allows us to be resilient, knowing, hey, we chose this, so we're going to be resilient to things that come our way. And adaptable because sometimes we're allowed choices and sometimes not. So we have to be flexible with what the situation provides. Now, one thing to note is, for example, some people feel overwhelmed with choice. So when we're looking for opportunities to support our personal autonomy or maybe nurturing autonomy for someone else, it's important to be reminded offering a couple of choices versus all of the choices, as that can contribute to that overwhelm that and makes it challenging to know which choice to choose or what the right next step is. So, as we're continuing to move through this autonomy and how it helps us build our adaptability and resiliency to use throughout our life, let's take a few moments to reflect and answer some questions. So, again, you can grab that pen and paper, you can just take a pause here and mentally note. But I want you to think here, how would you rate your current ability to recognize choice and nurture autonomy for yourself on a scale of 0 to 10? 0 being, I don't ever really recognize choices or offer them to myself. 10 being, every time there's a chance to have a choice, I recognize that opportunity. And as you're kind of assigning that number to your ability to offer and recognize autonomy, what makes it that number? So, what makes it an 8 versus a 4? Again, you can pause the video at any time. And continuing it on, what might you gain by recognizing and increasing the autonomy that is present in your situation? What are some potential positive outcomes from developing this skill? How might keeping autonomy top of mind impact your well being or even the well being of others? And if you rated yourself at that 8, 9, or 10 at that first question, how do you currently prioritize autonomy? What do you want to continue to do that helps you recognize where choices are present in your life and how to continue to offer those choices to yourself? Now, once we get good at developing the skill of recognizing autonomy and supporting our personal autonomy, we can then grow that skill to others. So, again, you can kind of pause and rewind these last previous questions and you can reflect, where am I at with offering autonomy to others? I'm looking at you, parents, right? Like, as a parent, it can be challenging to offer choices to kids, right? One caveat is, or one thought I always remember is, don't offer a choice that you don't want to be chosen, right? Those are just some of those little tips and tricks as we move through and increase that awareness of autonomy in our day-to-day living. So, as you're continuing to reflect and formulate where you're at currently, offering autonomy to yourself and those around you, what's something that you might like to try and explore regarding autonomy? As you're reflecting, think about what tools or support, maybe even resources you might need to continue to offer this autonomy in a way that feels genuine to you. What does success look like? And how are you going to measure that? And is there any other way you can make this more specific so you know what the specific action item is to carry on? As you're formulating that action step, I invite you to recognize, what are you taking away from this time today? After these 5 to 10 minutes reflecting on how Recognizing autonomy builds resiliency and adaptability, not only in your own life, nurturing your own well-being, but ripples out to those around you. I want to thank you for joining us for today's huddle. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at admin@wellbeingconnections.org. You can give us a call at 605-370-8457. You can visit our website at wellbeingconnections.org or find us on Facebook and Instagram at Wellbeing Connections SD. Thanks. All the best.